Welcome back, everyone. It is such a beautiful day, but very hot. The roses are all out, the garden looks beautiful, and there is a lot going on in this week's video. We are getting the Chateau ready for summer. And today we're also going to tell you the mysterious secrets of our giant stag statue. We promised that in a recent video. We're going to show you the start of our brand new DIY jobs for this summer. We even hit my favorite Paris flea market. But the most important question of the day is, in this heat, will poor Simon ever get his ice cream? Now, let's go see what's going on. And obviously, I need to get to work.
Here we are in a hardware store. We're about to embark on the project for the entrance hall, and what we need is to look at a product that's going to cover the walls and smoothen them down, because they've got this kind of nasty little crepey that's on there. Crepey is like a rough finish that goes on the walls and leaves little sharp points everywhere. You know, it used to be a thing in the 70s, yeah, like that, you see? And what we're going to do is go right on top of it with something like this to make it nice and smooth.
Which will be much easier because it looks like the finish was put on top of the original wallpaper.
Right.
But if we pull all of that off, we might pull half the wall down with us. That's what happened in our top floor bathroom, remember?
Just to be safe, this stuff has excellent sticking qualities, so I think this will be perfect.
So we've been looking at all the different options, and there are a lot of different options. This one, though, was highly recommended. I think we're going to need at least 2 or 3 tubs, though. Okay, what's next?
Well, we need something to put it on with, so we've either got these things called an expert de lissage.
So,
I'm not sure how much expert I am, but how much of an expert I am, but I'll try and use one of these, not the big one though, because I'm not that expert. So I think we'll try the smaller one.
Or the medium one?
Yeah, the medium
Split the
one.
difference. That looks like the most popular size, I have to say.
Okay.
The medium size.
We'll try that.
And then we need some sanding paper for the walls. Plaster sanding, that's what that is.
Okay.
And thankfully, we already have all these tools at home.
Okay.
Maybe a couple little sanding blocks?
Well, we've got sanding blocks, but I'll get another one. We'll always end up buying the things over and over again, so €2 is hardly a deal.
Oh, we're making some headway.
And we need a face mask.
Yes. The internet went crazy the last time you messed around with plaster and no face masks.
Okay. I can't remember when that was.
It was when we were
I normally
doing
wear a face mask if I'm sanding.
the Regency bedroom, and I'll show you the proof. I have proof.
Okay.
I have video proof.
Don't forget we have to cover the floors, so we will need some of this to roll out. A couple of these rolls go a long way, so we'll start with 2. Let's see where we go.
Well, I want to show you one of the things that's not so great about living in France. This is actually a promotional price of paint. €105. The second pot's 40% off, but come on.
I bought some stain for the deck, and as we're looking at doing a project on that this year, these are pretty handy. They go on a pole, and you can just dip them in the stain and brush it onto the decking.
So
this is going to be perfect. So I'll buy one of these. So I've already got the stain, and then if we have a moment to do the project, we have all the stuff we need.
that's great. And I tell you what, isn't it nice that neither of us have to be on our hands and knees staining? That's a really clever gadget.
Getting on my hands and knees is quite a feet.
Aww.
It's a big effort, you know.
What pretty feet too. Look at you, you're all
knees, look.
ripped up from the garden.
Exactly.
I have to say, 18 euros for Scotch tape, and it says it's on promo? I don't think so. Merci, madame. Merci. Oh, I can't believe that. 323 euros for a little bit of plastic.
Well, there's a lot of that plaster, so that's got to
Plaster,
be...
plastic.
Those things are probably 60 a tub.
A couple of brushes.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's a big project.
I know, but we've only just started.
And we might get...
You know, I don't feel bad about spending 300 euros on, like, a beautiful mirror at a brocante, but it just seems depressing when it's just on that.
When it's just this stuff. It's expensive stuff, you know.
It really
plus
is.
the simple things like a mask and those sorts of things, they all add up.
Is so exciting.
Yep.
We have decided to start with the most aggressive bit of this project. What is it?
We are taking out this whole enclosure, apart from the supporting posts which support the staircase. So hopefully, if I do it properly, I'll open up these spaces so you can see right through, and the staircase will stay in place.
Now, when Terry and Ash were here, we talked about doing this, but I think a lot of people thought we weren't quite serious, and actually we're very serious.
We're very, very serious. Staircase.
This is incredible. This is really incredible.
Great, let's do it up. And now it's time to tell you about the mystery of our magnificent stag statue. Now, here I am standing next to it, just to give you an idea of the size. It's pretty magnificent, and it's not small. When we moved here, we didn't know how old it was. If it was original to the Chateau, was it commissioned for the Chateau, how much was it worth? These are all great questions, and also we were trying to decide if we should keep it. Should we move it to another part of the garden, perhaps somewhere more wooded? Or should we even sell it? It's huge and it's solid bronze, so the first thing we did was to call out an expert from the Drouot auction house in Paris. For those of you unfamiliar with it, it's like Sotheby's or Christie's, but the French version. It's huge and it's solid bronze, so the first thing we did was to call out an expert from the Drouot auction house in Paris. For those of you unfamiliar with it, it's like Sotheby's or Christie's, but the French version. What we found out shocked us. This massive statue is only one of 3 in the world. It was created by the well-known sculptor Jean-François Prosper Lortier, whose 100th anniversary of his death happened just last year. He was a famous sculptor who was born in 1851 and whose works appear in the Musée d'Orsay. Mostly he was a sculptor of animals such as our stag, plus lions and other hunting scenes which won him medals at the Universal exhibitions. In Oissy, at the Haute-Marne region of France, you can discover one of the other statues of a stag, exactly like ours at the Promenade Park. But to make the story even more interesting, so this places Le Courtier and his works at the height of his career, squarely in the midst of the time when our chateau was built. Late 1800s, early 1900s, Belle Epoque period. So the only other known statue in existence of this size of Le Courtier's stag is in the Parque 13 de Febrero in the Barrio de Palermo, Buenos Aires in Argentina. So 2 in public parks and 1 in our garden. And we were advised that if we were to sell, the bidding should start at 25,000 euros. So quite a dilemma. Imagine the work we could do here with that budget. But also, this magnificent statue is an integral part of the original fabric and story of this property. A water feature was created around it, but after 100 years, it needs some love. So one of our big plans this year is to turn it into a beautiful fountain, which will be the centerpiece of our landscaping. Now, what do you think of our stag? We'd love to hear your thoughts about our fountain idea in the comments.
Well, Simon and I had a couple of hours to spare on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday, and we're gonna pop in to our favorite antique store owned by Maria Inez. She always has something. I always say I'm not gonna necessarily buy anything, but we always end up finding something wonderful. Beautiful. The Fall of Icarus. And you said it's 18th century?
It is.
It's gorgeous. And I can have it for how much?
It's very small, 20.
20 euros. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Not sure we should say it.
That's why you're my favorite antique store in all the world.
Maybe I'll get blamed for that.
No. That everyone knows it. I say it every other week on my vlog. Yeah, that's wonderful. I love this allegory. This is wonderful. Have you got 20 euros?
Yeah, why?
I couldn't resist.
Okay, what have you bought?
The Fall of Icarus.
Okay.
I can't wait to show it to you.
Did you... Oh, this is what it cost you?
Yes.
Total? Okay, there you go.
A bargain.
Thank you on then.
Thank
20
you.
euros.
Okay, you ready to see what I got?
Yes, I am. What did you
Here.
get in the end? Ah,
It's the Fall of Icarus.
Fall of Icarus.
And it's 18th century.
La Chute d'Icar.
Look, isn't it beautiful? Oh, I
Look
just
at that.
noticed
It's
there's a
beautifully
peacock.
engraved. There's some beautiful edging, some decorative elements around the edging here on the margin.
Well, let's step away from the video for a little moment. Now, I can't believe this, but I'm having to pack up to go away again for a few days. It seems like we are always back and forth to Paris, to a friend's house, or in this case, an emergency, very quick visit to see family. It's extremely last minute. The flight prices were insane, and I don't want to have to pay for baggage. It already was too much for the flights. Now, you guys know that we love our sponsors, and I take a lot of pride in the fact that I turn away more sponsors than I accept, and I never promote anything that I don't really believe in, that I think may be unethical or poor quality, or something that we ourselves wouldn't genuinely enjoy and use. But I do love some sponsors more than others, some a lot. And one of those is Nomad Lane. Their products are so clever for travel, beautifully made with premium accents like real leather, and so very thoughtfully designed and constructed. So that's why when they sent me their latest release, just out, the Nomad Lane Bento Backpack, I nearly squealed because it is the backpack I've always dreamt of. The bento bag and an actual backpack all in one. Now, I'm gonna have to be working the whole time on the plane, so I need my computer, and I'll be doing a lot of walking. So a backpack will be easier on my neck and shoulders and back, because those have really been hurting a lot lately. I don't know why. But here's the amazing thing. This bag opens like a suitcase. It is the best thing ever. And I often only take a backpack with me places, but it is truly like a black hole in the bottom where everything just gets crammed and buried, and I'm often losing things. And not with this one. It is an incredibly organized system. It's got a built-in shallow pocket for easy access to essentials. Includes a clear toiletry pouch, a tech organizer for cords and chargers, 3 big front pockets for quick grab items like your wallet, your keys, your sunglasses, a central compartment designed for easy mid-flight access like grabbing a jacket, a hidden back panel, passport pocket for secure storage, dual padded sleeves for your laptop, tablet, and documents, memory foam straps for all-day comfort and even weight distribution, an expandable water bottle pocket over here that zips away when not in use, and a trolley sleeve for seamless travel with a suitcase. And it's designed to keep heavier items close to your center for a more balanced, ergonomic carry. Now check out the link in the description below for your very own Nomad Lane Vento backpack. Now back to the video. So the other thing going on this week is that we are in the middle of a heat wave. And I'm at the supermarket because Simon has one great love at the moment, and it is Ben & Jerry's peanut butter cup ice cream. But something devastating has just happened. This is the ice cream aisle. I cannot make this up. He's about to be devastated. We're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Oh, they don't have peanut butter?
Oh no, come here. Look.
Oh.
Just.
Or do they have too many?
That's the ice cream aisle.
Oh no.
Bye, Lawrence.
Where's it all gone?
Oh, sweetie.
Is it empty? Have they drunk it all? Or eaten it all?
I don't
What about
know.
over here? There's something about
I don't know. Did you find a little bit? It's just sorbet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not quite the same thing,
Well,
is
this
it?
is ice cream.
Well,
It's not like they have the proper brands.
oh, I see why this is still here. That's the €6.70 ice cream. That's the fancy stuff.
There's some over here.
Anything you like?
No, just Magnums. The only one I want is the peanut butter.
Well, in case anybody wondered about
Ben & Jerry's peanut butter cups. That's it.
Simon's fixations, it's Ben & Jerry's peanut butter ice cream.
It's a total fixation at the moment. It's like I'm pregnant.
On this very beautiful day in Paris, I have come out with my very first and best Paris friend, Gretel. A lot of you have met her in past videos, and we are having the best time. I should be inside working and editing, but on a day this gorgeous, there is really nothing else to be done than to chiner, which is basically just to wander around and shop a little. At the Marché au Pouce de Vent. Merci, monsieur. Yeah, I have to tell you where I am, obviously. We're in the southwest of Paris, and there are so many nice things here. Gretel keeps getting lucky. Gretel has found the most adorable brooches. She spotted them before I did.
For the grandchildren.
Look at these, I love the little fishermen.
And look at the detail. I'm going to frame them on a little black piece of velvet in a frame.
The children with the little cat. Are you getting her as well? Looking in the mirror?
No.
Maybe I'm tempted. And I think I've seen something for my mother-in-law. Look at the dancers. She and my father-in-law always love to dance, and I think she might think that that's sweet and fun.
At the moment, that would be a lovely gift.
I think so, yes. This lady has some very, very lovely things. I've spotted some Limoges, 2 Limoges brooches, and some other wonderful vintage pieces from the 50s and 60s and 70s. And I found something really special that you'll have to go to the website to find out what it was. Ooh, a lovely collection of Bernardo. This is the exact set we have at home. And if Simon were here, he would be telling me to buy all of it. And I might be tempted. What have you found now? Oh, for the crash.
Yeah, I have some other figures for that.
What just happened?
That lovely man just gave me these
He gave you those?
1940s crib figures, which I have already, some of them, so you can always add. Look at all those lovely little sheep.
He just gave them to you?
Yeah.
As a gift?
They're all handmade, I think, in Brittany.
You know, you just charm everyone you meet. I mean, you charmed me the first time we met, that's for sure. Oh, also, I have to show everyone. Look at this gorgeous necklace that Gretel's wearing. So I was admiring it, and she said she made it.
Well, from my mother-in-law's beads.
Yes, but still.
And this was loose, and I wasn't sure what to do with it.
Extremely impressive.
Yeah.
Imagine finding a piece like that off of a chandelier or something and making a beautiful necklace out of it.
Lots of necklaces, if it was
I
a
wish I had
chandelier.
more time. I would love to do this stuff.
C'est pour faire quoi?
Pour le sel.
Le sel.
Oh, the salt and pepper.
Aren't they beautiful?
Those are actually very beautiful.
Émaillés. Et c'est combien chacun?
20 euros. Chaque 30 euros la paire.
30 euros the pair. I think that's very fantastic. And I've got no place for him, but look at that candlestick. Isn't he grand? My goodness. And for those of you who come to Paris and have no space in your suitcase, you can always take home beautiful old postcards. Look at these. They are so charming. This one's been hand gilded. Old lithographs. Oh, I just love these. Spotted more jewelry. Day of wearing homemade necklaces because I am wearing the beautiful beaded necklace that Tanya made me. And actually, one of the last times I was here was with Tanya and Christy and Ashley, and we had our 20 euro challenge. I don't know if you guys remember that. We had so much fun.
Listen to the birds.
Isn't it wonderful? Everyone's in a springtimey mood. Or summertime, as the case may be.
Definitely summer now. We're transitioning.
Ah oui, il va être là encore après. Je le prends en attendant, je reviens quand il...
So Gretel, up ahead here on the right, they have beads and things to make jewelry with.
These are cute.
Oh, look at those painted, hand-painted, like cameos and things.
Before 1990.
I think they're meant to go in a setting, but what great pieces to create things with.
Look at the ladies at the back there. Did you see those?
Oh, aren't they lovely?
Bretagne, Normandie.
There.
And look at the prices. €1 for 5. Some of these things are so pretty. These look like Murano beads over here.
Ah, pardon.
Those pretty with the gold. The most beautiful linen. Look at that. Oh, I wish I knew somebody with these initials. Gretel and I were just admiring the bathers.
With them without swimsuit.
Very 1920s. I think those are boys in the back. They seem to really be enjoying themselves as they're looking at the ladies.
C'est là, Paris plage. Il fait trop froid. Elle garde ses chaussettes.
Ah, so they were very cold at the beach in Paris, and so they had to keep their shoes on as they
But not much else.
bathed in the nude. And the gentleman very kindly said that they're 20 euros each, either with or without their bathing suits.
Ouais, on est bien. Et demain, pluie, hein?
Demain, il pleut.
Ouais. Ah, demain, je mets le parasol, hein?
Exactement. Oh, she would go wonderfully well in a Renaissance chateau. I have to show you my prize of the day, Gretel. Look at this. It is a bracelet. But I think it's one of these. To me, it looks very like Egyptian or 1920s. I think it's from the 1970s. It can go all the way up the arm. Look how cool that is. Down like that. And do you think it can also be worn as a necklace? Yes, look at how it reflects the red.
It's very reflective, yeah.
And look how big it is.
Dramatic. I'm thinking, was it an installation? Art installation?
It's going to be on whomever wears it, that's for sure. What do we think?
Only you. Yeah. Only you. Only.
I don't know. I feel like we can make this work somehow.
All right, he's working on it.
Anyway, it's a fabulous bracelet. I know it's a fabulous bracelet. I don't have the right shirt on, but I feel like it could go all the way up the arm, you know? Like that.
It could.
I'm going to have this tested. I think it might be silver. But even if it's not, some kind of metal. I mean, look at the craftsmanship on this. It is extraordinary. That was a big success.
It was.
I wonder what our next adventures are going to be. You know, if you're Ben or Jerry and you're watching this right now, please send us a lifetime supply.
Lifetime supply of peanut butter cup ice cream, please. And I mean it.
I think we're going to have to go to another shop.
You can come and stay with us if you do that.
Oh, yes. Unlimited stays at the Chateau in exchange for ice cream.
For ice cream.
And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be